In this tutorial, we are going to start by creating some new JTI. We can do that by clicking this button in the top right corner. And we see that we have two different options for creating JTI in the system. We're going to be looking at both of these options, but we're going to start with the manual registration first. And the way that this works is that we provide a list of emails of the people we want to send the JTI to. So I'm going to be sending one to my own email. So I'm going to add that. And it's possible to add multiple emails here. If you like to, you just have to add them on each line. So it will look like this if I wanted to add more. As we can see, we can attach these new JTIs to a group. I'm going to do that. In this use case, we are going to pretend that I'm sending out JTI to the IT department of my company. So when I've finished entering all the emails, I'm clicking the next page button. On this page, we have to validate the JTIs before they are actually created. So we just have to look through the list just to see that there are no spelling mistakes in the emails. And then click the Create JTI button. So we have a confirmation message now that they have been created. So what we can do now is that we can send emails to these respondents. So on the compose email page, we can see now that both of these emails that I added are shown as respondents here. I can choose the language that the emails should be in, and I can also edit the content of the emails that we are sending out. One thing that you have to note is that this part needs to be in the email, the URL with the brackets around it. This is going to be replaced with the link that the respondents, the individual respondents, are going to need to start answering the JTI. It's possible to modify this email text and save it. You can also open this in your local email software if you prefer to do that, or you can send it directly from the JTI system. So we're going to use this feature now. So I'm clicking the Send Emails button. So we get a message back from the system that we have successfully sent these two emails out. And we see they have been created. So they are in our list now, and they are both connected to the Optimus IT department group, which I created. So now the respondents should have an email in their inbox. So I'm going to check my own inbox just to see if I have gotten the email. And here it is. So this is what it looks like for the respondents when they receive the email. So the respondents then need to click the link to start answering the JTI. And you can see here they receive a welcome message, welcome JTI user, and it tells them that they need to set a password to protect their personal details. This is to make sure that nobody else can view the answers during the registration. So I'm setting a password. So I'm now pretending to be a respondent in the system. So I'm logging on as the respondent, and as you can see, the respondents have a little bit of a different type of user interface. The only thing that they can see at the moment is the JTI questionnaire that they have to complete. So I'm just very quickly going to go through this uh, just to show you how the result will look like after we finish it. So I'm just adding some random values for all the questions just to speed up this process. So I'm on the last page now, and I'm about to complete this JTI. When I press the register button, then the respondents get a message back telling them that the JTI has been registered and a reference back to, see here, demo account. This would be your name here as a test administrator. So we can now see that the result for this JTI is ready. We can see the type. We also see the name that I entered for it. The other one, which has not been completed yet, we can see it has a status that email has been sent to this respondent. And it shows this icon indicating that we're still awaiting for the JTI to be completed. So we're going to continue this tutorial by creating some new JTI. So I'm clicking this button once again, but this time I'm going to use an invitation code, which is an alternative way of inviting users to answer the JTI. This is particularly useful if you have many respondents. Let's say that you have a group of 10 or 15, 20 respondents and you would like to invite. So instead of having to add all the individual emails like we did with the manual JTIs, we can create one single invitation and send it to all of them. So we see that we need to give the invitation a name. So I'll just call it Optimus IT Department Invitation. This is just a descriptive name, so it won't be shown to anybody who you send this invitation to. It's only for your to understand why you created this invitation in the first place. So we need to assign how many JTIs should be available for this invite. I'm going to add 10. That means that a maximum of 10 JTIs can be created from this single invitation code. And I'm going to add it to the group which I created earlier. This means that all JTIs created from this invitation code will automatically be connected to this group. We can also toggle the status of the invitation on and off. So if you will, for some reason, would like to cancel it after you have sent it to the respondents, you can do that. You can turn it off. So now the invitation is created. We see here the invitation code. And we also see the link for the invitation down here. And this is the link that you need to send to your respondents. So you need to copy this link here and send it to whoever you want to invite. So I'm doing that now. I'm copying this link and I'm just going to show you how it looks for the respondents. We can view all the invites, of course, if you go to the invites menu point here. And if I open any invite, I can always come back to it and see the invitation link. And I can also have information here about how many people have created JTI from this invitation. It's currently nobody. So I'm going to open a new window. So now I have pasted the invitation link into the browser, and this is the page that is shown to anyone who uses this link. They have to register with their email and password. So I'm going to just use a fake email just to show you how it looks and create the password for this respondent. and then they are logged in automatically. So we can go back to our admin account now. So now we have one respondent who has used the invitation link to create the JTI, and we see that it is now showing up in our lists. It has not been completed, there hasn't been registered any name on it, so it's still open, waiting for its completion. If we go to the invites page now and have a look, we can see that there it's been used one. And when we click on the invitation and scroll to the bottom, you can see which JTI has been created from this invitation code. So now it's possible for 9 more people to use this same link to register. So now we've seen how to create the JTI. We're going to have a look at them. So it's possible to filter your JTI. You see we have an option here to filter those who are answered and unanswered. So we're going to have a look at the unanswered ones. If you click on the username of the JTI, you open it. And if it is an unanswered JTI, it's going to show you the link for this one. And you can use this link, actually, you can copy it and send it to the user. That's the one that they need to use to log on and start answering the JTI questionnaire. You can still use the compose email functionality to send emails from the system if you want to. And as you can see, it's also possible to delete this JTI. As long as the JTI is not completed, it is possible to delete it. So I can do it right now just to show you this functionality. So it reloads the list and we can now see that the JTI has been deleted, has been removed. But if the JTI has been answered, I'm just going to filter the answered ones now. It's not possible to delete it, and you will see if you open it, you will see that it's showing a different type of user interface. It's of course showing the results here first. And we have some other options now. We can download the result report. We can download an extended type report, which will be an ENFP report for this respondent. And we have an option to go to the downloads page where you can find other types of reports which might be interesting for you. And it's also possible to open the JTI. If you do that, you're just viewing the current status of the JTI. You can see what the respondent filled out in the different parts of the questionnaire. But you can't actually modify it, because once a JTI has been completed, it's not possible to change any of the values in the questionnaire. But if you, after consulting the respondent, figure out that maybe there needs to be a change in one of the preferences, for example, in this case, the respondent is an ENFP, but maybe they decided after some consultation that they are an introvert instead, you can change it here. Then we can change the type to INFP if we decide that that is the correct one, and we can save it. So when we download the result and the type reports now, we do get the correct type for this user. But as you can see, the results from the questionnaire here is still the same. I'm going to go back to my list now, showing all of my JTIs. And all of the features that I've shown you now is also possible to do for multiple JTIs by selecting them. So if I, for instance, would like to download the results of both of these users, I can do that. The same applies for those JTI which has not been completed. You see that they have some different options showing up. So when I'm selecting some JTI which is still awaiting answers, I can compose email, I can add them to groups, and I can delete them. If they are completed, you see some different types of actions here. You can also go to the group. You see all groups are listed here on the left side. And you can download the results of the entire group from this page.